Welcome back to the Blender 3 Docwalk. This document is perspective and orthographic modes. So let's jump right in. Okay, now I have covered orthographic mode in some depth in a previous episode. So I'm just going to rehash that, both for the sake of having a video that people can search for, as well as just so I'm not skipping a document and confusing the layout of the video series. So first thing I'm going to do is to really accentuate this, I'm going to select, well, I've got my default cube selected, and I'm going to go add that same modifier we just used in the previous. Well, nope, you didn't see me use it. I already had the scene made. Never mind. We're going to use the Array Modifier. Okay, and what this is going to do, it's going to allow me to create a large array of, this cube. And we're just going to actually, let's see here. Yeah, let's get a big guy going, because now we'll talk about this in a later episode, but this is basically where the render engine has been told to stop rendering, even though this has 64 cubes laid all the way out. Well, no, we don't need to mess with that. Okay, now as you can notice, as each, let's give it, let's put some space between each block. All right, now obviously, let's apply that. Okay, this first cube appears to us to be much larger than that last cube. Things that are in the distance always look a little smaller. That's how perspective works. So this is your typical perspective view, right? 3-point perspective, you've got 3 points, and it's giving this sort of three-dimensional look. If we hit 5 on the keypad, we will jump into orthographic mode. And now what this does is it gets rid of the depth, okay, dimensionality. So you'll notice that all of our cubes, if you were to hold a ruler up to your screen, each one of these cubes would measure exactly the same. Now, once you're in orthographic mode, you can move about your scene, and it stays. It can trick you, and it makes it look like what is back here is much larger than what is up here, because you're expecting a 3D perspective. But for sure, if I were to hold, say, I've got a little ruler here, and I'm measuring the first one, and it measures on the screen about 3.5 centimeters. If I measure the top far one, again, it measures about 3.5 centimeters. So yeah, you can move about your scene in any way you want, and orthographic mode will hold. Going back is simply tapping 5 on your keypad again. And as a reminder, I've said this before a few times, but when you use your keypad to get into, go to your top view, bottom view, side view, right? So 7 for top view, it automatically puts you into orthographic mode. So every time you are hitting either 7, Control 7, 1, Control 1, 3, or Control 3, Blender is putting you in orthographic mode. But the difference is that in doing that, the second you move out of it, did you see that pop out? It popped and went back into perspective mode. Now, the documentation does make a note of the fact that being in orthographic mode does not affect your render. However, if you do want an orthographic render, what you want to do is find your camera, wherever it is. I'm just going to select it up here. Go down to the camera tab right here, and up towards the top for lens type, you'll see it says perspective. If you click the drop down, you'll see orthographic is there, panoramic as well. Okay, so if I select orthographic, my render will be orthographic. Again, I made mention of this previously. I'm going to get rid of my... Oh, I'm just going to get rid of everything here. And add... Wow, that does not add. Okay, add a Taurus. There we go. Okay. Orthographic mode is really helpful in aligning things, because when you're in perspective mode, often it's fairly difficult, to get to eyeball a render. Obviously, you can go to your item property panel and fine tune a bunch of stuff. But if you want to get a good eyeball, a good alignment or something, orthographic mode is incredibly helpful with making sure objects are aligned correctly and they're in the right correct position. So yeah, I think that's about it for this one. All right, so that was a pretty quick review of both perspective and orthographic modes. I will see you guys next time as we talk about the local view. So again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. There's Mama Dog protecting her puppies. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I got to handle this. Thanks. Bye.